Tarot Me and More on the Beach edition here. And today, this is for our Virgo, Leo friends, I'm sorry. We do Leo and Virgo on every Wednesday, so you know. And we already did the heart spread, so that's if there's someone on your mind and your heart. This here is for super singles. So if we're super single and we want to kind of meet our soulmate, this is what this is for. We're not here asking tarot to, for our next ex-wife or next ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend. We're asking for the one who's right for us here, Leos. So we're going to look at the 4 pillars, which is the emotional, King of Wands here, and the 5 of Wands. You got yourself a firecracker, guys. But remember, this is the one, so don't be scared. Sometimes firecrackers are fun. And the Magician, that was a very interesting card to have here in the intellectual position. And the Chariot. You know, Major Arcana here. This reading's a little different, Leos, than I think a lot of them. Let me stop here and look, because we're looking at the conscious and the unconscious. In a way, conscious here, the intellect and emotional aspect, the unconscious here. The moon energy here, this is the sun and Mercury energy more. Cancer there. So, intellectually, first of all, we're going to think about when you meet them, what are they going to be like? They're going to be striking in their intelligence, you know. I noticed, of all things, the light off the planet behind the Magician there over his head, like the crown chakra lit up. It comes to mind, this is someone who's woke. If you're in that community, I would dig it. With the Chariot, there's someone that they're going to tell you, or you can kind of maybe work this in the conversation, but they might kind of tell you, even as a child, I think there's someone that had this strong sense that there's a meaning to their life and a purpose to their life. It's almost beyond spiritual, it's beyond religion. It's good self-esteem. When they speak, you know, they may speak kind of in riddles sometimes. They may listen a lot. I think you're going to find them listening to you a lot, Leos. And the way they talk, it might be in a caring way, kind of slow, kind of thoughtful. Like they're not going to jump in with their own stuff, you know. You would think so with the emotionally here. But I think with the King of Wands and the 5 of Wands emotionally, they've had to overcome, like themselves. Like there might have been a period, this would be in probably the adolescent phase, you know, where they maybe had to, with the King of Wands, kind of rein in some of their passions, and almost could be like a selfishness and a thoughtlessness about them. Remember, this is your person, so I'm not saying that they're that way now. But that may have been, they may say something along those lines. This may have been reflected in their early loves. If there's someone who's a King of Wands here, they're probably not a young person past their first Saturn return, 30s. So they went through some kind of process. It's like tempering their sword in the fire. And they're going to be a warm person and a charismatic person. I think there's someone, I get the feeling like with the King of Wands and the Magician, like they're just going to draw you in with this magnetism, and it may not be a lot of noise to it. You know what I mean? Like they're the kind of person that just draws you to them. They like if you're sitting with a group of people, they may not even say a whole lot, but like when they do, people like turn and listen to them because I think they have a way of talking. Like I'm just as a emphasis like Yoda. I'm thinking, because it's just maybe a little bit odd or something, and it, like when they speak, you have to just think for a second because it's maybe to a lot. It's very obvious that there's layers to what they're saying. You know, and I think they hide their passion a little bit with the Five of Wands. Not a lot. We'll see what comes out in the sexual energy. That's where it's gonna come out. Um, because they had to learn to balance this part of themselves so they could be this King of Wands here. Um, that could be a fire sign. I tend to not so much go on sun signs, but with this, you think more of the moons. It could be a fire moon for sure. Sexually, strength, also romance and Venus energy. Say Mars and Venus energy. In the Five of Pentacles. Look, guys, we're repeating the story here. What I tell you, it's going to move right over here sexually. So I'll come back to that to go all the way into it. But look, Five of Wands emotionally. This is kind of the unconscious position here. And then Five of Pentacles over here. So that lack mentality, this may be part of what they got over. Because the King of Wands sure doesn't have a lack mentality. That might, you might see a Knight of Wands, rushing in and acting thoughtlessly and maybe say, well, they're trying to become the king, they're trying to prove something, but the King of Wands is established. He doesn't have anything to prove to anyone, he or she, and he or she doesn't, worry about how they, with the Five of Pentacles, like, well, do I look okay in these pants? Or seriously though, it's a lack mentality. It's like, your poverty of the soul. So you may see that showing up in sex, and with strength here, um, they're probably going to be aggressive, not in a bad way. This is your person, mind you, but there'll be no problem in taking the lead. And with the Leo card, for me, it's standing out a Leo Venus and a Leo Mars. So one of those. Let's see what we get for their lifestyle and their core values. Wow, there's some fiery energy here. So yeah, it could definitely be a sun sign here. And it would be a sun sign, a late degree, a sun sign on the cusp, a first house sun, rising in sun. And this is why they had to get a handle on themselves. Like, they had to get a handle. That might be the big story they tell about wrecking the dad's car and, I don't know, God only knows what, and getting kicked out of college and this kind of thing, okay? But there's someone that can, with the Seven of Cups and the Eight of Wands, I'm trying to think of what they would end up doing. It's just some kind of sales. They're probably very good at motivating people. And when I look at the Magician and the Chariot, that's such a powerful combination in the intellect. To call it life coach a little bit might demean it, but they can listen and then they can really give good advice. With this Seven of Cups and Eight of Wands, it's kind of repeating. It's cutting through. The Seven of Cups is like confusion, and the Eight of Wands is cutting through the confusion with your own, with action and energy and forward movement, being positive and assertive. And these are going, long distance. Everyone points out here, and away from the reading. They may be someone that works online, and tell you about that. They really could be a life coach. What do they call these people? Closers, and they could be someone that they would be the perfect person with this combination. I'm trying to think if there's a word for it. These people that go into big companies and figure out how to make them better, or a lot of times could be a CEO, but they'll bring them in when they need to um, shut things down sometimes, or they need to make big changes or something. Because this is the kind of person that could really cut through uh, emotional clutter, um, being emotionally overwhelmed, anything like that. They can really cut through it. They'd be great in a crisis, too. So this kind of energy. And so you could find that in your relationship, too. And with their core values, it might be kind of practical. I think in the way they approach everything from politics, no matter what country, they're going to take kind of a practical approach to it. Like this Eight of Wands under the Seven of Cups is really cutting through the bullshit. So, I mean, you could even be a computer programmer and use this really effectively. Focusing on things that cut through the bullshit, cut through the clutter. Even a search engine is kind of like a surgeon. It's like someone that can, out of all of the craziness of the world or all of the possible choices in any given situation, they will be able to find a way um, with possibly a lot of effort on their part, but they have this fiery energy, especially immutable fire like me, Sag, we're always giving it off, giving it off. It's Eight of Wands. And be someone cut through any kind of bullshit, be great in a relationship, being that you're your person, guys. So, Leo, I think it gives you some idea what your person's like. This is for the second half of April 2021. And it's good karma, and let me know, comment if you run across this person. Be a great time to join a dating site, go out on a few dates, what the hell, get to know them a little bit, and see if this who shows up here. Thank you, guys.